AITA for tossing my cheating girlfriend's stuff onto the lawn. Worst breakup of my life happened 3 weeks ago. She lived with me in my apartment and paid no rent since I have a job and she's a student. Dated for a year and a half. Had the strangest feeling she was timing me with her semi-homeless ex. So I follow her to class and yep, she meets up with him. Confront her and she confirms she's been cheating on me for 3 months. Cool. So now it's time to get the duck out of my life and apartment. I'm nice and give her 1 week before she needs to leave. She begs for 2 months. Nope. Also, if that loser shows up, she's out now and can call a lawyer. I don't give a duck. A week passes and she makes no progress. I guess she thinks I'm a good little cuckold who will continue supporting her. Wrong again. While she's away, I take all of her clothes, her boxes, her jewelry cases, her armoires, and her TV and toss them off my balcony. Neighbors saw and I explained later. Also took her laptop and nicely tossed it onto the soft grass. Changed the locks as well. She ended up dragging the shit into her mom's van and got the duck out of my world. Told coworkers. Half think I'm a hero and the other half think I'm an asshole. What do y'all think? Half and half. If I was one of your coworkers and you were bragging about throwing your ex's stuff all over your yard, I'd see what she did. I would find you utterly despicable and greatly lower my interactions with you at work. People like you are surrounded by trouble. ESH. Obviously your ex is the biggest offender. I don't think anyone will argue that point. But you could have moved her stuff without throwing it off a balcony. That's what makes it an asshole move, him ho. ESH. If you just put stuff on the lawn without throwing it from a balcony, you'd be NTA. But breaking her stuff isn't gonna solve anything. Legally speaking, she has the upper hand as well. Even though she doesn't pay rent, you can't evict her that quickly. She could come after you. I'd try and smooth it over as best you can. ESH. You have the right to be upset, but you certainly do not have the right to wreck somebody else's things or to kick them out of their home. Your ex is an asshole because she cheated on you, but she still has a right to not have her shit destroyed and to not be thrown out of her home. Where I live, you would get raked over the coals for this in court if she chose to pursue it. Rightfully so. Being wronged doesn't make you entitled to wrong that person back, especially in such a disproportionate way. Okay, he absolutely has the right to kick her out of his home, which he was kind enough to share with her. She's likely a tenant or resident if she's paid for any bills, or contributed to food or cleaning, or has done any of a multitude of other things which prove she lives there and isn't just a visitor. He owns the house. That doesn't mean he can evict her without notice. YMMV depending on local laws. But he'd be raked over the coals where I live for doing this. Even if he did properly evict her, he still wouldn't be allowed to destroy her belongings in the process. She's a shite person, but she's a shite person with rights that OP has to respect. ESH. I totally understand kicking her out if she's not in the lease and moving her stuff outside, but throwing furniture off a balcony is dangerous and immature, not to mention the potential legal ramifications of damaging her property. And if she's on the lease, then you legally can't kick her out of fake definition make her pay rent though. NTA. She cheated, you didn't. You essentially performed an illegal eviction. Hope she doesn't sue you. Otherwise, I dunno. I want to say NTA because I agree with you, but I should probably go with ESH. NTA. Throwing shit off the balcony is pretty dramatic and unnecessary, but I can understand the frustration. I'm kind of SHP for claiming he threw multiple armoires and a TV off his balcony. That stuff would have exploded, and no way that doesn't get attention from the landlord police. But if they are telling the truth, ESH because could have hit someone uninvolved with some of the heavy stuff and made a mess general nuisance of himself. NTA. You might be my hero now. NTA. You gave her a chance to come get it. NTA duck cheaters. NTA. You gave her a week to move out, and she did virtually nothing during that time, which is on her. I think if anything broke, then it'd be bad. But if nothing broke, I don't really think you were in the wrong all that much. NTA, but I bet you broke a few laws. Hope she just lets it go. Lease or no lease. That was an illegal eviction depending on your state, but I'm pretty sure everywhere requires 30 days. And in some states you would be required to keep her shit safe for longer than 30 days. Again, I hope she just leaves. Can't stand cheaters. ESH. That's not the right way to go about removing someone from your life. And she got caught cheating. But I feel like both of your behaviors show that this may have been a cascading issue. ESH, just because of the way you did it, throwing it on the lawn, you could have been liable if anything was broken or stolen. It would have been better to box everything up and put it by front door or drop it off at her parents' house. Please subscribe